Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, for those of you who are brand new around here, and I love to talk all about affordable living and intentional homemaking. And today on the channel, what I thought we would do is kind of do a little bit of like a week in my life, sort of take you around, show you some homemaking tasks that I need to get done around the house, just little bits and bobs here and there. Nothing crazy, but still kind of showing you what my week kind of looks like going in and out. So let's get into today's video. Okay, so starting off, I'm gonna kind of go in and out with a couple of things. Like I'm gonna do a little bit of talking to you guys for a couple of tasks, and then I'm going to do probably a few more voiceovers or just some music kind of a thing, you know, just mixing it up a little bit. I don't always talk to the camera a whole lot, and that's usually because I have my boys around when I'm doing a lot of my homemaking tasks. So they're both napping right now, which gives me perfect time to chat with you guys. And the first thing that I want to actually do is replace this lamp. Now, she has been a good lamp for a very long time. We took her from my parents' house when we moved here. My parents moved to Florida the same exact time period that we bought this house 11 years ago. And the house that they bought was already furnished. So a lot of the furniture that they had in their home, they either let us have or they let the new owners buy from them. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff that I took from their house, and taking it from their house, it was even older, being as it was from their house. So this, Lord Jesus, I don't know, she's maybe like 25 or 30 years old, and she's been a good lamp. My oldest, when he was much younger, actually knocked this over, and there you see this really pretty, let me show you. There you see this really pretty glass like dome around the top, and it shattered into a million pieces. Thank the Lord, he was fine, nobody got hurt. But I had been searching for something to replace it for probably the past year and a half now, and I haven't actually been able to find anything because this isn't really like a lamp style as much anymore. So it's just kind of been sitting there without like a pretty topper. And then the bottom, just this week, actually like yesterday, it like detached from itself. So the bottom is made of like a concrete block, and it is essentially like rotted away, and there's just flecks of concrete going everywhere. And the lamp actually, like, I can lift it up and it's no longer attached to the bottom base anymore. So it's just like, it is time, she needs to be replaced. So the first thing we're gonna do, I already ran to Target. I grabbed a new lamp that was like pretty affordable. It had a sweet little design to it, and I feel like won't disrupt this corner because it's like right by the front door, so I don't want anything to disrupt this corner a whole lot. It couldn't be anything like super big and bulky, but we don't actually have any sort of pendant or chandelier or anything in the living room, so all of the lighting for the living room comes from this lamp, and then we have like a corner lamp on the table over there. So I want it to be like definitely bright enough to take care of the room, but like not super bulky and big and kind of obnoxious. So with all that being said, we are going to jump into putting this beauty together. I had actually grabbed this lamp at Target for a pretty affordable price. I will try to link it in the description if I can. The lamp was super easy to assemble, and I was definitely grateful for that. I really loved the base. I loved all of the pieces of it. They all just kind of screwed in to each other, and then you could pull the wire out that was the plug for the wall pretty easily. It took me probably less than 4 or 5 minutes to assemble this entire thing, and I really love how it is looking in our living room space. Oh my God, this thing is so, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
I went to pick up the old lamp to bring it outside, and like I had mentioned, it had a concrete base to it, so it was so incredibly heavy. I barely got it down the steps. I just kind of dropped it at the bottom of the steps and was like, okay, my husband will get this when he gets home. But once I put the entire thing together, I unwrapped the shade, which had so much cellophane around it, and I put that on the top of the lamp. And I really love how beautiful and simplistic this lamp is and what it adds to the space.
So she's super lovely. I love this pull string. This is such a sweet, like, little added flair, and I feel like it kind of goes with my house, and it makes like a really fun sort of retro feel. And then the bottom, this is actually what sold me on the lamp, is a lot of the bases. I got this at Target. I don't know if I said that already, but a lot of the bases at Target were like just super modern feeling and didn't really go with my house very well. So I love like this kind of bulb around sort of flare to the lamp. I think it looks really sweet all together. Oh, there she is. And the lamp is not wonky, tilted. That is my floors, because I live in a house that was built in 1913. Yep, that's how she is. But I like it. I think it'll work for now. We'll see how it does at nighttime and if it gives enough light in this space. But I think we'll be good.
Does anybody ever feel like they spend a significant amount of time cleaning up the same stuff over and over again? For me, it is my children's toys. Yes, I spend a large majority of each and every day cleaning up my kids' toys, and I have maybe a little bit of a hot take about that, if you will, but I would take a noisy toy any day of the week than toys with tiny multiple pieces that roll under the couch, roll under the TV stand, get lost, disappear into the abyss. I can never find them again, and I can never complete the set. I'd love to hear in the comments below if that is you at all, if there is something that annoys you about putting away either your kids' toys or something small. That is just my hot take of the day. Give me every noisy toy out there. I don't want to have to clean up all the little pieces. So today I wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys about days of accomplishment versus days of rest. I believe that as homemakers, we can get caught up in one of these lanes and then push the other one aside. But I know that when I spend too much time in one space or in one lane, I often feel the weight of the other tapping me on the shoulders. For instance, if I take the day to quote unquote get it all done, which is what this video is all about, I usually will feel an exciting sense of accomplishment after all that I've been able to complete. But if I spend day after day after day getting it all done to the highest degree, I eventually start to feel burnt out, exhausted, and honestly, like I haven't spent enough time just sitting on the floor playing with my babies. However, if I spend day after day after day lying around, I start to feel lethargic and unfruitful, even a little depressed from time to time. It's only when I allow the balance of the two to happen, when I spend a few days accomplishing the big tasks and then follow it up with a morning or an evening or even an entire day of just laying around with my babies, playing whatever game that their little heart desires, that is when I start to feel like I'm getting the most out of my life. One is not better than the other. They are both necessary for a balanced life. So I really love to take the day to kind of reset my space, reorganize everything. We had actually taken some time to replace the floorboards on our front porch this past week because we have some crazy evil squirrels in our neighborhood who love to come and sharpen their teeth on the boards of our porch. I truly have no idea what it is. I never seen this done before, but they gouge out the porch and they consistently do it over and over again. So last year my husband replaced a bunch of the boards. This year he had to replace them all over again. It's just a frustrating task that we seem to consistently have to do, but I was grateful that my husband replaced the boards, and then once everything was clean and dry, I put all of the porch furniture back in its place and got it redecorated. And then my very last accomplishment task of the day was to just get all of the laundry done. I needed to get our bed sheets clean. I tried to do bulk laundry on one day, but every once in a while I'll throw one load in here or there if it's something like sheets or towels, just to keep the day going. And then I'll also throw in maybe one of the kids' clothes or both of the kids' clothes, just so that I'm not doing laundry every day. I've talked about this before, another hot take for you guys, but I don't really like to do laundry every single day. I know people swear by the one load a day scenario, but that is truly not me. And like I said, there are days where I feel like I could accomplish the world. I want to do, get it all done. And then there are simply days where I just want to hang out with my kids and really enjoy the season of life that they're in. So we are done getting it all done today. I feel super accomplished, and we're going to head on to another day.
So I grabbed this beautiful dahlia kit from Costco as well. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago in one of my other videos, one of my other gardening home making videos. But Costco has some fabulous prices on their plants. So I grabbed these beautiful dahlia bulbs. There's two different types in the package. There's 4 of the white, 4 of the like pinkish maroonish color. The pink ones are a little bit taller than, the pink ones are a little bit shorter than the white ones. So I'm trying to find good places to pop them in the garden. I want to put stuff in this bed. I haven't had anything in this bed for a really long time. I never know what to put in this bed because our blueberries are right behind it, and I always want to make sure that the blueberries are getting enough sun. But I've come to the conclusion that if I put the shorter dahlia bulbs in here, even when they get a little bit taller, they're going to get a little bit taller more like July and August, not so much in the like May and June time. And May and June is really when my blueberries go crazy. So I'm hoping that that means they'll offset each other and we'll all be good to put a couple into this box. So I'm gonna get some of the weeds out of here and throw some of the dahlias in.
I've talked about this on my channel many times before, but gardening brings me such zen, if you will. It is a calm of getting my fingers into the dirt, adding life, and then allowing it to grow. All of that just brings such a sense of relief and calm over me. It still always amazes me when I plant a new seed or a bulb to see that tiny little life pops up out of the dirt, out of the soil just a few days or weeks later. I get so excited to see what I've planted and what I start to reap later on in the season. I literally get so surprised every single time, and there is an accomplishment feeling that I get. It not only adds beauty to my home, it may also feed my family. We like to do a lot of vegetables, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, all of our favorite things, and I love that we get to participate in that as a family and spend time outdoors together, whether it's in the garden or riding our bike around the neighborhood. It's just so lovely to have these nice, warm outside moments with my family. And the very last thing that we are going to do to kind of wrap up this week of getting it all done, and honestly it wasn't a week, it was just a few days, but I wanted to put together some homemade sauerkraut. Now, I have never been a big sauerkraut eater, not because I tried it and really didn't like it. I don't even know if I had ever really tried it a whole lot before, which is funny because my family does really enjoy sauerkraut, at least my dad and my aunts and uncles, but I'd never really given it a try, and I wanted to make it from scratch. And I think that's why I'd never really given it a try, is because I didn't want to have to purchase it. But I have been in a big making so many things from scratch lately that I really enjoyed being able to do this. So I chopped up an entire head of cabbage, and then I put 3 tablespoons of just really nice high quality salt. I use pink Himalayan sea salt on the top, and then I took some time to massage it in. I did not realize that was how easy it was to make sauerkraut. Everybody's like, what's the liquid you use? You use its own sweat. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, but the more you massage the salt in, the more a brine is created. And I grabbed some weights for fermenting off of Amazon the other week, and I will link those below if you are interested in doing some of your own fermentations at home. But it was so super easy. Once I had gotten the salt sort of massaged in, I let it sit for like 30 to 45 minutes, just kind of hanging out on the counter, and it would start to like really soften up the cabbage and create its own brine. And then I moved it into my, I think this was a half gallon jar, maybe it was a full gallon, I'm not totally sure, but I put everything in there, and then I used 2 of the cabbage leaves that I had left to the side to put into the top of the cabbage so that it would keep everything low and under the brine. And then I just very quickly pushed as much pressure as I could down with the weight, and that really pushed all the brine up to the surface, and I let it ferment for about 6 days. So I hope that this video gave you some encouragement. I hope that it really uplifted you for the week, and I am so appreciative of you guys checking in with me on my homemaking week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next Sunday in a brand new video. Bye.